Data setup, quote scraping. We will load a dataset and preview it. Running the cell now. We import numpy for numerical work. We set the random seed to 42 for reproducibility. We import requests for HTTP calls and beautiful soup for parsing HTML. We define the URL for the public quote website. We fetch the page content as text. We parse the HTML using beautiful soup. We select quote text elements from the page. We take the first 5 quotes as a sample. We print the extracted quotes. Running the cell now. YouTube channel video scraping. What is web scraping? Why would you want to scrape YouTube channel data? What skills will you learn in this lesson? Safety reminders for beginners. Running the cell now. Lesson plan. Downloading public data about YouTube videos. Using RSS feeds to avoid breaking YouTube rules. Parsing and cleaning text data. Analyzing and visualizing video titles. Discovering trends using counts and word clouds. Running the cell now. We are turning off Python warnings. This makes the lesson cleaner to follow for you. Import numpy as NP. We set the random seed to 42 for reproducibility. Running the cell now. This code sets up a clean and consistent environment by suppressing warnings and fixing the random seed, ensuring that any randomness in later steps, like sampling or word cloud layouts, is reproducible. Although there's no visible output here, these lines prepare the foundation for smooth, predictable data analysis and visualization in the lesson. Data setup. We will scrape video titles from a YouTube channel using RSS. This approach is safe and follows YouTube's guidelines. No login or API key needed. Running the cell now. We are loading a helper called feedparser to read RSS feeds from websites. We provide a sample YouTube channel ID. This one is for 3 blue 1 brown, which shares math and coding content. We build the special RSS feed URL for that channel. We fetch and parse the RSS feed from the web. Now we extract only the titles of the first 5 uploaded videos. Let us print the sample video titles found. Running the cell now. Here, the code fetches the latest 5 video titles from the 3 blue 1 brown YouTube channel using its RSS feed, demonstrating a straightforward and reliable way to access video metadata without needing API keys. Notice the output is a list of video titles, confirming that the feed parser successfully extracted key information from the RSS feed. This setup lays the groundwork for further analysis or display of video data later in the lesson. We start by adding a comment to indicate we will preview our data. Next, we use a for loop with enumerate to go through each title and get its index starting from 1. Inside the loop, we print the index and the title formatted neatly. Running the cell now. Here we see a preview of the video title scraped from the YouTube channel's RSS feed, numbered for easy reference. Notice how the titles often mention mathematical concepts like Laplace transforms and Euler's formula, indicating the channel's focus. This step confirms that the data extraction was successful and the titles are ready for further analysis or processing. What is RSS and why do we use it? RSS stands for Really Simple Syndication. It is a standard way to collect updates from websites. Most YouTube channels provide video lists via RSS. RSS is ideal for beginners because it is reliable and safe. Running the cell now. We only use 5 video titles so your code runs very quickly. Keeping it small also helps you learn step by step. Once you feel confident, you can increase the sample size. Running the cell now. Here, the code limits the number of video titles retrieved to 5 for faster and simpler processing. Notice that by working with a small sample, the lesson emphasizes ease and clarity, which is important for beginners to understand how RSS feeds work without getting overwhelmed. This approach helps build confidence before tackling larger, more complex datasets. Let us explore our scraped text. Scraping gives us raw text from the web. We should always inspect our text for encoding or character issues. The next step is to convert titles into a pandas data frame. Running the cell now. We import pandas, a very popular tool for data tables and analysis. We import pandas to handle data in table form. We create a data frame to hold our video titles in a column. Shape shows you the number of rows and columns. Head shows you the top few rows so you get familiar with the table. Running the cell now. The output shows our scraped titles neatly organized into a data frame with 5 rows and 1 column named title. This confirms the successful conversion of the raw list into a structured format, making it easier to inspect and analyze the text data in upcoming steps. Notice how the sample titles reveal a variety of topics, highlighting the importance of checking encoding and formatting early on. Check for rows where the title column is either missing or empty. Print those rows to see which titles are null or just white space. Running the cell now. This output shows that there are no empty or broken titles in our scraped data, as the data frame is empty with 0 rows. It confirms that our text extraction worked well and that all titles contain valid, non-blank strings. This verification step ensures our data frame is clean and ready for the next analysis stage. We remove extra spaces at the beginning or end of each title. Cleaning your data makes analysis easier and more accurate. Running the cell now. This code snippet cleans up the titled column by removing any extra spaces or unwanted characters at the start and end of each string. Although there's no visible output here, this step ensures our scraped text is tidy and consistent before converting it into a data frame, which is crucial for reliable analysis later on. Next, let us explore the video titles. Counting words is a common first analysis step. This can show you the channel's style or focus. We will split all the words from the titles. Then we will see which words appear most often. Running the cell now. We combine all video titles into one long string. We make everything lowercase, so our math and imath are treated the same. We split the string into separate words. Let us print the full list of words for a quick look. Running the cell now. Here, we've combined all video titles into one string, converted them to lowercase, and split them into individual words. Notice how common words like the and Laplace appear multiple times, reflecting the channel's focus on math topics. This step sets us up to count and analyze the frequency of these words to understand the channel's style better. Count how many times each word appears in the list of titles. We import the counter class from the collections module to help with this. Create a counter object that tallies the frequency of each word in all underscore words. Display the 5 most common words along with how many times they appear. Running the cell now. This output shows the 5 most common words found in the video titles, with counts indicating how often each word appears. Notably, words like the and Laplace appear frequently, suggesting a focus on topics related to Laplace, while common stop words like the and of also dominate. This highlights the importance of word counting as a first step to identify key themes and channel style before deeper text analysis. Data visualization, bar plot of top words. Simple charts can make word counts easy to see. We will draw a bar chart of the 5 most frequent words. Visualizations give us insights at a glance. Running the cell now. This comment explains that we will show a bar plot of frequent words using matplotlib. We import matplotlib's pyplot module, which provides functions for creating plots. We get the top 5 most common words along with their counts from the word_counts object. We separate the words and their counts into two tuples for plotting. We create a new figure with a specified size to control the plot dimensions. We create a bar plot with the words on the x-axis and their counts on the y-axis, using a sky blue color. We add a title to the plot to describe what it represents. We label the x-axis as a word to indicate what the categories are. We label the y-axis as a count to show the frequency of each word. We display the plot on the screen. Running the cell now. This bar chart displays the 5 most frequent words from the video titles, with their counts shown on the y-axis and the words on the x-axis. Notice how the heights of the bars make it easy to compare word frequencies at a glance, highlighting which words appear most often. This simple visualization helps us quickly understand key patterns in the text data that would be harder to see from raw counts alone. Let us find which video title is the longest. This can be useful for spotting detailed or special content. We print out the longest title for you. Running the cell now. Here, we identify the longest video title in the dataset, which is the Physics of Euler's Formula Laplace Transform Prelude. This step highlights how exploring specific data points complements our later visualization of word frequencies, helping us understand the variety and complexity of the titles we'll analyze in the bar chart. Prompt the user to enter a word to search within video titles. Read the user's input, remove extra spaces, and convert it to lowercase for consistent matching. Filter the data frame to find rows where the title contains the search word, ignoring case. Display the filtered results to the user. Running the cell now. This output shows an empty data frame, meaning no video titles contain the searched word. This highlights the importance of choosing relevant search terms when filtering data before visualizing. Ensuring the filtered results are not empty allows the bar chart of top words to reveal meaningful patterns. Try other words. For example, search for pi, visual, or proof. If nothing appears, try a different word. Mini project, try a different YouTube channel. Change the channel_ID to another favorite YouTube channel. Repeat the steps to load, clean, and analyze new video titles. What words are most common for that channel? Share your findings in the comments if you are watching on YouTube. Running the cell now. This line is a comment explaining that the following code shows how to find a YouTube channel's ID. This line prints instructions on how to find the channel ID from the URL in the browser. Running the cell now. This output explains how to locate a YouTube channel's unique ID, which is essential for loading data from that specific channel. Notice it directs you to find the ID in the URL after channel, enabling you to easily change the channel_ID in your code. This step connects to the lesson's intent of exploring different channels by repeating the analysis with new data. You did it! You built a real-world data scraper. You collected video information in a safe, beginner-friendly way. If you enjoyed this lesson, consider subscribing for more tutorials. Running the cell now. This final output congratulates you on successfully scraping and analyzing video data from a YouTube channel, reinforcing the project's achievement. It wraps up the lesson by encouraging continued learning and engagement with more beginner-friendly Python and data tutorials. Notice how this message celebrates your progress and invites you to explore new channels using the same techniques.